Welcome people. In this video, we're gonna look at one key thing that always comes up when people travel to the Baltics and the Nordics. For those that don't know what the difference is, I'm gonna highlight it in this video. But one key thing to note as well is a lot of people do get confused. Sometimes when I tell people that I'm going to a particular Baltic country, they tell me, oh, so you're going to the Nordics? I'm like, no, it's the Baltic. Sometimes I tell people that I'm going to a Nordic country and they're like, oh, you're going to the Baltics. So there's a lot of confusion on which is Baltics and which is Nordics. And when I mean which, I'm talking of what country is Nordics or Baltics. One key thing that is similar though is the Nordics and the Baltics share the Baltic Sea. Hence why some people might be confused. But in terms of culture, it's totally different. The Nordics are similar and the Baltics are similar. But the Baltics and the Nordics are not similar. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so now we are going to look at Lithuania, which is a country in the Baltics. Let's see what I was up to on this fateful day. Towns are just close to their main town basically. I want to see how busy it is in Old Town Vilnius because it's a Friday, so Friday is normally a busy day for most people in terms of social life. And I'm looking to leave Lithuania later on today, so I'm aiming to be in Latvia for like 2 in the morning. So let's see how that goes. I'm not planning to book a hotel in Lithuania because there's no point really. I could easily do Vilnius within a few hours. Oh, they've got a lot of fancy cars in Lithuania. A lot of G-Wagons and Porsches and cars like that. I'm not sure if they're all drug dealers. Do you think the money is legit? I don't know. But there's a lot of fancy cars around. Just my first impression of Vilnius. It looks like a nice place to be, I'm not gonna lie. However, there are some parts I've seen that looks quite underdeveloped. But I suppose you'll see that in every capital city. Okay, I can't wait to actually go to the main town and see what's happening. I'm not hungry as of yet, so I'm not gonna look for a restaurant, but I might look for a place to have a drink and maybe catch up with some of the locals. I've spoken to some already and they seem very nice, which is a good thing. Hi, are you ladies from, how do you pronounce your capital city? It's so hard to pronounce. Is it Vilnius? Vilnius. How do you pronounce it? Do you guys speak English?
Very well.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah? So are you guys from this place, like this area? Yeah. Are you students? Students, you go to school? Yeah. I love Lithuania, it's lovely. Yeah. Say hello to my subscribers.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, see you later, yeah? Yeah, bye. Yeah, the ladies are quite shy as usual. You'd get that in most places. But it is a lovely city. The reason why I was asking them if I'm pronouncing it properly is because sometimes you pronounce it and you're thinking I pronounced it right. For example, we call Krakow, but actually it's Krakow. The W is a V, so it's Krakow. Okay, let's keep moving. Okay, it looks really different though. Can you see that bit for like people to gym in the middle there? It kind of reminds me of Kosovo They have something similar like that in Kosovo. But so far, I'm loving Lithuania. The young people are very friendly. I'm not sure if Lithuania is similar to Latvia, in the sense that in Latvia, a lot of the young people are emigrating. I'm sure that's the case here because a lot of people tend to go to Western Europe for better opportunities. But I'm not sure of Lithuania though. Maybe I'll speak to some locals and ask them. But yeah, they've got a lot of nice cars around. I've been seeing, there's a Porsche there. I've seen some nice BMWs. I've seen G-Wagons. So it looks like there's a bit of money in the country. Hi. It seems like there's a bit of money in the country. And I like their buildings. Their buildings are very nice. Nice buildings. I might find out if they have like a local Lithuania or Lithuanian soup, because the Latvian soup is so addictive, and unfortunately I'm not in Latvia at the moment, so I've got to look for the local soup in Lithuania. Then tomorrow I could have the Latvian one. I can't believe the week is going so quick though, because tomorrow is a Saturday, and obviously I've got Saturday then Sunday to spend in Latvia. Then I'm back to the UK, unfortunately. But don't worry guys, we would obviously utilize the time we have and use it properly. Oh, that looks yummy yummy. Oh, that's like meat pie. But is that Lithuanian? I didn't know they have food like this though. Oh, that looks good. That looks really nice. Yeah, let's go to town first. Let's see what's happening in the main town. That's what we need to care about. Oh, look at that. Oh my days, that's proper nice. It looks like a safe country though. Although there's a number of dodgy looking people as usual, and you'd find that in every capital city. There's no capital city that don't have dodgy people. If you don't have dodgy people, it's not a capital city. That's very, 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 very correct. If it's not dodgy, if it's not slightly unsafe, if it's not slightly rowdy, it is not a capital city. Most capital cities of countries are usually like that. Okay. Let's talk about the topic now. Let's talk about the Baltics, because this is a Baltic country, Lithuania. So, the Baltics is made up of the following countries: Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. Those three countries are similar in a lot of things. They are similar in culture. They are similar in tradition. They are even similar in food, because a lot of people in the Baltic region eat a lot of meat. Also, in the Baltics, you would realize that there's a lot of Soviet and Russian influence because of what happened historically, basically, in that region. I don't want to go into the whole issues of what happened long time ago and how countries were together. But the Baltics have a lot of Russian influence and a lot of Soviet influence, basically. In a place like Estonia, for example, which we're going to obviously talk about later on, there are some Estonians that speak Russian. So you would notice that when you go there. Also, there are some Latvians that speak Russian. I'm not too sure about Lithuania because I didn't really look into that. But I know for Latvia and for Estonia, that's the case. Also, in terms of how the countries look, and I think this is really important, I think they are quite similar even in architecture. Just the way they look, just the way They design things. And also, the Baltics is very, very safe. You wouldn't at any point feel unsafe at all. The only thing is, when you travel to a country, always exercise caution, regardless of how safe it is. You always have to protect yourself, so bear that in mind. However, the Baltic region is very safe. Also, what I did was, when I went to Estonia, I did take a ferry from Estonia to Finland. So that's an experience I really enjoyed. And that's because they're not far away from each other. Okie dokie, let's see what else I was up to in Lithuania. Typical traditional. Is this traditional Lithuanian? Oh, I could tell. Yeah. Yeah, it is traditional. I could tell. Like the whole vibe. Okay, let's keep moving. Hi, hey. Say hello to my subscribers.
Yeah.
Hey, subscribe. Yeah, you know this. Okay, so yeah, they are very interested in Lithuania. You could see they are not boring sets of people. I did see that alleyway there. Let's find out what's going on. Let's check it out. Because I know how my subscribers are like. You lot like complaining every time. You'll keep saying, oh, you're not doing all the bits that you need to do. So I don't want you to say that once I post this. Oh my days, this is nice. I see why people say come to Lithuania. Vilnius in particular, look. Okay, you know what, I'm going to leave this for later because it looks nice and I think I need to come back and walk slowly and have a look. So let's talk about population. Population of Lithuania is around 1 million, I think 1,800,000 or 1,600,000, something like that. I might be getting all these figures wrong, but guys, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, please. Yeah, feel free to correct me anytime. But it's not up to 2 million, so it's within 1 million, I would say. So the Baltic states, like I've said in a previous video, they're all quite small, and that's Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania. So this is my third Baltic state, so it means I've done it all, literally. So I could proudly say I've been to the Baltics, because I've been to the 3, which is a good achievement anyway. Is that St. Anne's Church? It looks like it. Let's check it out. So they've got a lot of nice churches in Lithuania. They're obviously Christians. Wow, that building is nice as well. I love that. By cross. Yeah. I'm causing traffic. But what church is this? Oh, it's the Orthodox Church of St. Nicholas. Okay, this is not the St. Anne's Church, but I think there's a church called St. Anne's in Lithuania. I think so. But that's a nice one. I like that. So we're gonna go to that a bit later. Let's just keep going. So I'm not sure if this is okay. That's a hotel. That's a nice hotel. That'll be very expensive though, considering it's in the main old town and not just in the outskirts. That'll cost a lot of money. Usually when they are based in the main town, they cost more money. Wow. So there's a lot of Ukrainian flags around. Even in Latvia, when you land at the airport in Riga, the first thing you would see is a huge Ukrainian flag in the airport and their support for Ukraine. I suppose it makes sense because nobody wants any war per se. But this is a sensitive topic, so I'm always very wary of what I say. Okie dokie. Wow, look at that. Look at that view. Look. It's nice, isn't it? It's a lovely view. Lovely view, guys. Hi. It's a lovely view. Oh, look. They have a lot of churches. Wow, they must be praying every day in Lithuania. They must be praying every single day. Like, look at that. They love their churches. Okay, this is another church. You see, I don't really go to church, so that's the Orthodox Church of St. Parasy. Okay. Wow, they're into their churches. So I'm sure Christmas time, all these places were really, really busy. So guys, we're in Old Town Vilnius. Old Town Vilnius. Old Town Vilnius. I've said that like a million times now. So you see they have their lovely, lovely market area where they're all chilling. I can imagine how busy it is on a Saturday. It must be really busy, isn't it? Like crazy, crazy busy. I don't know if they have like a central market like the way Riga has. So Riga has the Riga Central Market. So they might have the Vilnius Central Market as well. Who knows? They might have that. But this old town is quite big though. I'm not gonna lie, I was not expecting it to be this big. In a way, I think the old town in Vilnius is actually bigger than the old town in Riga. Old town, old town, old town. For those that normally watch my videos, you would know by now that I love going to old towns. Usually, the old town reflects how the actual place is. So, for example, if you go to Old Town Vilnius, it gives you an indication of the tradition, the food of that local place or that area. Sometimes, or most of the times actually, the old town is usually very expensive, and I suppose that's because the core tradition is obviously shown and displayed within that place and that area. However, I don't let that deter me, because it's really key for you to understand the culture, the tradition, and the values of that area. Okie dokie, I implore everyone to go to Lithuania for the following reasons. Lithuania is a Baltic country that has excellent hospitality. The young people there are really nice. Like, I remember when I arrived in Lithuania and I was lost. Not lost per se, but I was trying to make my way to the town center and the old town. And I spoke to some local Lithuanians and they literally helped me. One thing I've noticed as well about Lithuania is a lot of the young people speak English, so that is really, really helpful. Okay guys, enough of Lithuania now. Now it's time to go to a Nordic country, and I'm sure you guys would love this country. Welcome to Helsinki, people. I'm so glad I arrived nice and safe. I caught the ferry from Tallinn early in the morning, around 6ish, and I arrived at 8 o'clock. I've been gallivanting since I arrived, looking for what to do. I'm hoping it doesn't rain though, because there's a rain forecast today, and if it does rain, it's going to be bonkers. So I'm just hoping it doesn't. The weather is really cold, like proper cold. It's really unfortunate I've not got my gloves. I might have to buy one. I thought the weather might be okay, but now it's bloody cold. Like, it feels like a freezer right now. There's a lot of tourists around actually. I've been hearing a lot of accents, like American accents, British accents, German accents. There's a lot of people around, so it's going to be an exciting one today. So my return ticket is for 9 o'clock this evening, and I'm going to arrive in Tallinn just after midnight. Okay, so where am I going to now? So I'm just making my way to the Russian cathedral. It's not a Russian cathedral per se, but it's a Russian built cathedral. It's called Ouspensky Cathedral, and it's one of the major cathedrals in Helsinki. So I'm gonna see what it looks like. It doesn't open till around 5ish today, which is quite late for a cathedral to open. But because today is a Good Friday, not a lot of places are opened now. A lot of places are actually opened late. Or opening late, sorry. So in the Baltics, you see a lot of crazy things like this. And also in the Nordics. Can you see what he's riding on? I've never seen that in the UK before. I'm looking forward to doing a live session in Helsinki. I think it's going to be a good one actually. Live from Helsinki. I would look for a lovely restaurant, a nice restaurant to sit at. And I'm not looking to drink today actually. I've been drinking since Wednesday. I've been having a lot of Baltic beer. Estonian in particular, and I think I've had enough for now. I might get back to my drinking tomorrow. Yes, 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 yes. How many yeses can I say for this one? I love the Baltics. Sorry, I'm meant to be talking about the Nordics now, because this is the beautiful Finland, Helsinki, the capital. However, the Baltic beer is amazing. Estonian beer in particular. I can't wait to revisit Estonia. But let's talk about the Nordics, the land of the Scandinavians, basically, and also the Vikings. So the Vikings came from the Nordic region, and Finland is a Nordic country. One of the key things I noted in terms of food in the Nordics compared to food in the Baltics is the Nordics eat a lot of fish, I noticed. So for example, in Norway, there was a lot of fish, and also in Finland. I'm not sure if that's the same in Sweden, Denmark, and Iceland, because I've not been to them places before, but they're all on my list. Okay, let's talk about the Nordics. So the Nordics comprises of Finland, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, and Iceland. And these countries are bloody cold during winter. So let me just explain how cold it is, yeah? So I remember I took a ferry from Tallinn in Estonia to Helsinki, Finland. And yes, Estonia was cold. Yeah, it was bloody cold. However, once I got to Finland, I'm like, what the hell is this? It was bloody freezing. It was a good thing I took my jacket and I was well prepared. As you all know, I always come prepared. That rhymes, isn't it? But yeah, I did have my gloves on me. I did wear my thick jacket, my hooded jacket. I also wore a jumper. I also wore something underneath my jumper because I was not looking to freeze to death. And I swear I even wore a vest underneath my t-shirt. So literally I had 3 layers of clothing underneath my jacket.
It's the area. I was giving you the opportunity to digest it. Oh, it looks like it's going to rain though because it's drizzling bit by bit. And there's a rain forecast today. So hopefully it doesn't rain. My GoPro is waterproof. Although I've got my media mod on now. But in order to make it waterproof, all I need to do is to take off my media mod and place the waterproof back where the battery is, and my GoPro becomes waterproof. However, I'm not gonna vlog in the rain. If it rains, I'm just gonna stop it. Then we can get back to it later. Helsinki, Helsinki. So, what do I know about Helsinki? Let me tell you what I know. I know Helsinki is well known for being modern. A lot of architecture. Oh, I like this. This looks like a mini Oxford Street. Can you see all the designer looking things in there? Oh, this looks nice. I like it. It's got like West London vibes. So let's talk about flags. Let's talk about flags. So that's a Finnish flag, the white one, the white and blue. Oh, what flag is that? The next one, I think that's. Oh, I think that's Denmark. Listen, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to start telling you the wrong ones. Like, I don't want to start naming the flags wrong. I mean. So let's keep moving. It's bloody cold. Good thing is I've got my GoPro battery, the white one. So GoPro has 2 types of batteries. There's one called GoPro Enduro, it's a white one, and it's perfect for winter, which is what I've got in my GoPro now. And they also have a blue one, and that one is for both summer and winter, but it doesn't perform so well during winter. So let's see. I've got my charger anyway, so if the battery goes, then I'll just charge it. Helsinki is all the way up north. So Helsinki is regarded as a Nordic country, and also it is in the northern part of Europe, and some people class it as a Baltic country, but when they talk about the Baltics, Finland is not mentioned as a Baltic per se. Is regarded as a Nordic, but it is obviously within the Baltic Sea. So some people might say, like I've heard people saying, oh, are you going to the Baltics? You're going to Finland. And I'm like, yeah, Finland is by the Baltic Sea, what is regarded as a Nordic country. So bear that in mind, guys, yeah? The Baltics are Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. 3 countries are the Baltics. Then the Nordics are Denmark, Sweden, Finland, and Norway. Okay. So, one thing I didn't do, to be totally honest, is to prepare for the cold weather. I kind of had a feeling that it might be slightly colder than Estonia, but I was dumb enough. I was dumb enough to come out without gloves, and dumb enough to come out without a woolly hat, dumb enough to come out without a scarf. All I've got is my jacket, so hopefully I'm okay. Okay, so we are still gallivanting. Oh, that's a nice building there, but we'll go there later. We're trying to make our way to the Ouspensky Cathedral. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, yeah? Ouspensky or Ouspensky. Oh my days. I'm kind of messing up the name now. That cathedral. Oh, what are they selling there? It looks like they have a mini market. We'll go there in a minute. Let's make our way to the cathedral first. Or should we check that out? What should we do? Actually, let's find out what they have there. Because it might close early. Because some of these places close early, you know. So let's check it out.
Yes, so talking about Russian and Soviet influence, I did say that the Baltics had a lot of Soviet influence. But guys, don't forget that the Nordics had the same too. So I was gallivanting around the area, and the key thing I was looking for was the lovely Russian built cathedral. That cathedral is literally quite popular, and a lot of people go there to take pictures. Also, they can allow you in during a certain period of time. And I did go during Easter period actually. I think I went on a Good Friday. So when I got to Finland, when I got to Helsinki, initially I was thinking, all my days is going to be a boring adventure. So I was now reviewing my return ticket, saying, should I amend it and bring it forward? But later on, things were bubbling in the capital city of Helsinki, and I thought, you know what, I'm not going back. I've got to explore this place, which is what I did at the end of it. And it was really worth it. Even the Finnish people who saw my Finnish videos really enjoyed it, and they were really glad I explored Finland. Okie dokie, enough talking. Let's see what else I was up to.
Pies. Oh, that looks, is that your meat pie? That one? Oh, that looks lovely. I'll come back later. Yeah, so it's €5 for meat pie. That looks nice and big. I think I'm gonna have one. I'm definitely going to have one. But I just don't want to get it now because I'm vlogging. And if I'm not careful, I won't get any content today. So I've got to utilize my time and record as much as I can before I say bye. All my days. That looks good. They've got a lot of good food, you know. They've got a lot of good food. I'm peckish now. Very hungry. Everyone is literally munching. Oh, so that's traditional Finnish food. This is what I need to try actually. So that's traditional. So that's salmon soup with bread and coffee. Okay, so I'm learning now. That looks nice. That looks like leg fish. Okay. So I'm gonna come here. Listen, I'm saying I'm gonna go everywhere. So I need to choose one. So they've got the meat pie, they've got the meat pie place, they've got the hot dog place, and they've got the traditional Finnish. I'm gonna have to pick one. I'm gonna have to pick one. Oh, I could see the cathedral already. Can you see the cathedral? That's the Russian built cathedral. So they've got a lot of gloves, they've got jumpers, they've got everything for the winter. It's still winter around here. Forget March. You would think it's really warm. Oh, hold on. Do I have to I think I might have to climb the hill there to get to the cathedral. All my days, I'm not looking forward to doing cardio. I might have to take a break. I think that's what I'm going to do actually. I think I'll take a break, then I'll continue recording. So maybe get some Finnish food and do a live session. Yeah, I think that's a good idea actually. Have some Finnish food, do a live session, then continue recording. Okay, I'll see you guys in a bit, yeah? There's still a lot more to see. I'm going to take you to the cathedral there later on. Can you see that cathedral? I can't bloody pronounce cathedral today. Then I'll take you to the other parts later on. And let's see what Helsinki is saying. See you later.
Estonia, Estonia, Estonia. This country is really one of a kind. I would not lie, Estonia is one place I can visit every year. The food is so amazing, it's just shocking. The beer is so amazing. The people are so engaging, approachable, and nice. One of my best countries in that region. I'm not gonna lie. Usually, I don't like picking the best country, but it's definitely one of the best ones I've been to. Okay, so Estonia is obviously in the Baltics for anyone who never knew. And it's the place I obviously used to travel to Finland. So if you go to Estonia, for example, you would realize that there's a lot of similarities with Lithuania and Latvia, and that's because their culture and the way they build is similar. Also, Estonia as a country is really small, which is similar to the other Baltic regions. And when I mean small, obviously some of the countries in the Baltics are like 2 million, 2.8 million. But I suppose a big country to me would be anything from 60 million. Even 60 million is still small, but that's a big country compared to, I mean, a country with 60 million people is probably a bigger country than a country with like 1 million people. Estonia also is a place of technology. A lot of tech obviously began or commenced or was discussed in Estonia. Estonia is known very well in the IT world for that, which is something I never knew until I was thinking of traveling to Estonia. So I did a bit of research on Estonia, and one thing I came across is, one thing I came across is Tallinn, the capital city of Estonia, is known for being a tech city. And I was like, okay, I never knew that. I thought Estonia was well known for other things and not that, but oh well. So for my Estonians, I love your country. I just feel a lot of people should visit Estonia to kind of understand the culture, to understand how they do things. And also, I recommend you go there during summer. I feel you'd enjoy it more during summer. I went during spring, but I think summertime is definitely better. Okie dokie, let's see what I was up to in Estonia because I know people are keen to see that.
Hi. I thought it's better for me to start recording now before it gets stuck. But as you all know me, I'm still going to do a nightlife anyway. I'll probably do like 2-3 nightlives in Tallinn. So I've obviously dropped my bag at the apartment I booked. So all I'm doing now is looking for food. I'm so hungry, like I'm proper hungry, and I know Estonia has good food, so I'm going to find out what they have in Old Town. So Old Town is literally like 20 minutes away from my apartment, so it's not too far actually, so it's going to be good fun. Estonia is a very interesting country actually. For you guys that don't know, so Estonia used to be part of the Soviet Union. Literally all the Baltic states, like Estonia obviously, Latvia and Lithuania. So they all used to be part of the USSR, but obviously that doesn't exist anymore. So if you go to a place like Narva, for example, you'd realize that there's a lot of Russians there, because Estonia shares a border with Russia, and Narva has that land border. So let's see if I'm able to go to Narva. It all depends anyway. As you all know, I'm quite spontaneous. You never know what I'm gonna do. So let's see what happens. So I'm looking at my phone just to see how far I am. So I'm just 17 minutes away from Old Town Tallinn. I think on my Google Maps it says Old Town of Tallinn. That's how he says it. Oh, it feels like it's about to snow. I can feel some cold, icy drops on my head. It better not snow tonight, you know, because I need to get myself some good food. I find Tallinn quite different to the other Eastern European countries I've been to actually. I think it's quite different. And the people of Tallinn are quite nice as well. Like, they're quite relaxed. They're quite relaxed. I think this is going to be a really interesting trip. I keep saying it because I just feel Estonians are quite different. I think they're more laid back, and I think I'll get along with a lot of them. So if you go to Old Town and you're into like medieval food, there's a lot of medieval food in Old Town. So I'm not sure if I'll just have medieval I can't even pronounce the word today. I'm not sure if I'm just going to have medieval food or I'm going to have other things as well. Oh, you know what I did when I arrived? Just close to my apartment, the light was actually red and I crossed, which is very, very wrong. I shouldn't really be doing that at all. I should always be following the traffic rules and regulations. So apologies guys, apologies. I wouldn't recommend doing that because some countries would actually fine you if you do that. So please do not do that when you come to all these countries. Alrighty, so Helsinki. So it's quite weird though that that Helsinki is one of the key places people go to when they come to Tallinn and vice versa. But I suppose it's the close proximity that makes it like that. Because I did a bit of research and I realized that a lot of people from Tallinn or in Estonia go to Finland and vice versa. I checked the ferry tickets and they were quite reasonable actually. I think you can actually get a return for about 38 euros, depending on what time though. it could be expensive as well if you're going during not peak season, but peak time. So if you're going around like, let's say 9ish in the morning and coming back around 4 or 5, the ticket is quite expensive. But if you are leaving very early, which is what I have to do because I need to ensure I get all the good bits early in the morning. So for me, I'm going to go early and come back late. I was just like, I was literally like this close booking a ticket to Helsinki yesterday, but I thought, you know what, let me get to Estonia first and see Wagwan. Okay, so this is a zebra crossing. There's no lights here, so we can cross. This part of Tallinn is quite quiet. But obviously it's a weekday though, so what do you expect? It's not a weekend. Apparently the weekends are mad busy. Oh yeah, let me tell you what happened at the airport in Stansted today. So I got to Stansted now, and there was a long queue. When I mean a long queue, there was a long queue for the flight to Tallinn. And apparently Ryanair has overbooked. So the flight was overbooked, and they were trying to get people to fly on a different day. So they were offering 250 euros and for you to fly 2 days later. And I was like, 250 euros, that's not a lot of money. If you were offering me like 1,000 euros or something, then yeah, that makes sense. But 250 euros and flying 2 days later is not something I was looking to do. But I think they got some people to do that, so everyone boarded the flight. I mean, those that didn't agree boarded, and I guess some people agreed to fly later. But I don't understand why airlines overbook people or let people book. It's a bit silly though. They should have like some sort of system that tells them that the flight is booked, is fully booked already. That don't make sense to me, because if you have a plane that can take, let's say 500 people, for example, and you've allocated the tickets to various people, like various travel agents, including your airline, because what happens is the airline sells their own tickets and they also allocate some to other people. So I would expect them to have a system that tells them that, listen, we've now reached the maximum amount, so don't take any more bookings. But apparently they overbook flights because some people cancel. So it's a way of recovering, isn't it? Because if let's say 510 people book on that flight, and the flight can only take 500, and let's say 10 people cancel, then they're okay, isn't it? They're able to take 500 people and they're not losing any money. And sometimes it might be that out of 510, maybe 20 people cancel, so they're still okay. So I think that's why they overbook, because if they only let 500 people book and 20 people cancel, then I suppose they'll lose some money. But oh well, I still feel it's not a good system though, because trying to convince people to go on a later date is a bit bonkers. Most people plan their holiday, most people plan their flights, so you wouldn't just expect people to back down. But if you're paying me 1,000 euros, then yeah, I'll do it. But pay me 250 euros, come on man, that's not a lot of money. So I've noticed they have a lot of tram stops around. Actually, they're not even tram stops, they look like tram. Yeah, they do have tram stops, I think. because the way it's all set up is like a tram stop, but I think they're just literally bus stops. So I'm approaching Old Town. My phone keeps vibrating. Oh, I'm so hungry. I'm gonna eat like a bloody animal today. The good thing about traveling as well, not just traveling, vlogging, I would say. The good thing about it is you do a lot of walking. So my cardio exercise has really been good because I'm always walking. So what I tend to do is when I go to the gym nowadays, when I get back to the UK, I just literally focus on doing weights, because when I travel I do a lot of cardio. So that's what I do. But I did a bit of cardio this time before this trip actually. Okay, so I'm just waiting for the light to be green and off we go. So hopefully I'm able to book my my ferry to Helsinki. But I'm only going to spend a day in Helsinki anyway. I don't think you need 2 days. I think a day in Helsinki would suffice. All I'll do is I'll go to all the key places in Helsinki and see what Helsinki is saying. So Tartu is because I told you guys I was going to go to Tartu. So Tartu is like the second largest city in Estonia. So it'll be nice to see that. I like the way their buildings look though. It looks very, very good. It looks very nice. So I think I'm approaching Old Town. Yeah, their buildings look very nice. So it's so funny, like where my apartment is much more, how do I put it? Much more modern. And the Old Town is obviously old. What do you expect anyway? It should be old. I could see Ukrainian flags already. It's so interesting. All parts of Eastern Europe have, actually not just Eastern Europe, even Western Europe has a lot of Ukrainian flags, I've noticed. I suppose everyone is showing solidarity to the Ukrainians. Look at how this building looks like. Very interesting. So this is literally like my first impression of Tallinn. Oh, can you see all the scooters, boats? They have this everywhere now, literally. I like climbing on them though.
Okay, that's it. I think you now understand the difference between the Baltics and the Nordics. So in the future, you wouldn't confuse both countries. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. If you like my videos, please like them, and I'll catch you in my next video. Take care, guys.